Aye, shepherd's pie. Greetings from the Philippines. Welcome back to the channel, to the Philippines, for a cost of living video. Now, some of you like the cost of living videos, some of you dislike them immensely. Now, if you are one of those who dislikes them immensely, what should they do, Ellen, my lovely?
Just skip the video.
Just skip through it. Don't get upset about it. Life's too short. Skip through it. Pretend it never happened. It was just a dream. Now, spoiler alert, our living costs have gone through the roof. They have virtually trebled. But that's not very surprising, is it? And why is it not surprising?
Because we went for our holiday.
So we've been for a holiday. So that's why. There hasn't been a sudden rise in the cost of living in the Philippines. It hasn't been... inflation has not gone rampant. Our living costs have gone up because we've been on holiday. So if you're interested in what a holiday costs, if you're planning on going on holiday yourself or you're travelling while you're in the Philippines, then this may be of interest to you. And if it's not, what do?
Skip the video.
Skip the video. Simple as that. Don't be putting in the comments, I hate cost of living videos. Well, you can put what you want, you know. All helps the algorithm. Right then, we'll do what we usually do. If you're new to the channel, we go through our fixed costs. Look at the look she's giving me. Our fixed costs first, because they're pretty constant, and they might give you a guide of what it costs to live here. Because the entertainment costs, etc., they are personal to us. So, what cost do we have first, my lovely?
So for the house, that's 15,000 pesos. In pounds, that's 195. In dollars, that's 262.
So there you go. Yep, that's our house rental. We pay $15,000 a month for that. It doesn't change. It's fixed. Fortunately, the pound is doing well, so it's costing us less in pounds. But if you're working in dollars, it will cost you a little bit more than it did in previous months because the dollar isn't doing quite so well, and it's the US dollar we're talking about. Okay, so for that we've got a little 2-bedroom house in Bacong, just outside Dumaguete. If I remember, I might put a link down to when we moved into the house to give you an idea what kind of property you can get for that price. What's next, sweetie?
Next is our electricity. That's 2,800 pesos, which is 36 and 50 pounds, and in dollars that's 49
So
US dollars.
36 Great British pounds and 50 pence. That fluctuates, but I think the lowest it's ever been is 2,000, and the highest it was 1,800 once, wasn't it? Depends on the weather. What's the most it's ever been? 3,500, I think.
Yeah, probably. I can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's always around the 3,000 mark, really. What's next?
Internet, which is 1,599. In pounds, that's 20 and 85 pounds. In dollars, that's US dollars, that's 28.
Okay, so that's £20 and 85 pence. That's how we say that, my love.
Okay.
And in 28 US dollars. I've rounded some of these figures off, some of them I haven't, and obviously exchange rate will vary. What I'm intending to do, which I've not done on one of these videos before, is I will add all this information on the screen. So you don't have to write this down if you're that interested. We will do it for you. What's next?
Your visa is 1,600 pesos. And in pounds, at 20 pounds and 87 pence.
Well done.
US dollars is 28.
It's 28 US dollars. Yeah, more expensive this month because we went away to Thailand. I only got 1 month, and for some weird reason in the Philippines, it's much better value to get a 2-month extension. But it was pointless because I was leaving the country. But usually, 2-month extension for me, going directly to immigration and not using a visa agent, costs about 1,800 for the month. For 1 month, it's 1,600. So there you go. It's much better value. It's much better value to do 2-month extensions than it is 1-month extensions.
Next is our your phone. It's 350 pesos, and then in pounds that's 4 pounds 56 pence, and then in US dollars that's 6.13.
$16.13. Yeah, that's more than ample for us. What I do, we're not including Ellen's phone costs in that. We just include mine because they're my living costs. She's just my beautiful assistant reading the notes. I don't think it's a stretch to say that. But yeah, I get a package with Globe. It gives me, I think it's something like 8 gigabytes of data and unlimited calls and text all networks. I've been doing that for a while now. It's 175 pesos for the 2 weeks, and I do it twice in a month, so that's where we get that 350 peso figure from. Never run out of data. It works for me. What's next?
Next is the water, which is 50 pesos, 65 pence, 0.87 cents.
So less than $1 a month for our water. That's what it costs here. It might cost a little bit more than that. We pay a fixed fee of 50 pesos a month, but then a couple of times a year we'll get an adjusted bill where we have to pay an extra 200 pesos or something for the year when they've come out and read the meter. They don't read the meter very often.
Next is our groceries, 10,000 pesos, that's 130 pounds, and in US dollars that's 174.
There you go. That's what it is. We've rounded that up. That's why I've given you the exact figure. The reality is our grocery shopping comes to about 2,500 a week. Because we have a scooter, we don't carry that much in one go. So we tend to do a shop together. We did one today, and it came to 1,600 pesos. And I will do another smaller shop at some stage in the week, and that will come to around 800, 900 pesos. And that does us. I mean, that really does do us. I know a lot of people have much higher grocery bills. We tend to eat out quite a lot, so I think that's why our grocery bills are low. And Ellen's got incredibly cheap tastes. I mean, she'll just eat rice and whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it's very, very low maintenance when it comes to eating.
I love rice now too.
Right, what's next?
Total.
Well, that's it. So that's it for our fixed living costs. So how much did that come to in pesos, my lovely?
31,349 pesos. In pounds, it's 408 pounds, 81 pence. In US dollars, that's 548.
Well, there you go. That's pretty cheap living. That's our house, that's our electricity, that's our internet, that's our my visa, that's the phone, and that is the groceries. A rough estimate of groceries. We've rounded them off. They might actually have been slightly less than that. I don't think I've ever been more than that. Our grocery bill. I think the most I've ever paid at the supermarket was 2,000. Because realistically, we can't carry any more than that in the bike. There we go. Sometimes Ellen gets like expensive toiletries and things. That's what wraps the bill up. She's low cost on food, but when it comes to beauty products, my God, that woman's expensive.
I didn't ask you what.
I'm joking, my little friend. I'm pulling your plonker, Rodney. Now, what do we do next? Let's do. We will whack in our holiday costs now. We'll add that because that's why the expenses are so high this month. How much were our flights, my lovely?
22,000 pesos and 293 pounds, 395 US dollars.
So $395, 293 British pounds, 22,000 pesos. And that was return flights to Bangkok. And they were nice flights, weren't they?
Yeah.
First time I've flown Philippine Airlines. First impression we got to the airport, the customer service was lousy, the desk didn't open. I thought this is going to be, you get there 3 hours before and the desk doesn't open for like an hour and a half. But after that, they were great. Everything was smooth, the flight was nice, the onboard food was okay. That's what it cost us. For some reason, when you fly Dumaguete to Bangkok, it is cheaper to go with Philippine Airlines than it is one of the discount airlines. More expensive to go with Cebu Pacific or one of the others, AirAsia and things, but much better because you get your baggage and everything with Philippine Airlines. We are thinking of going to Vietnam at some stage early next year, and if we can, I'll use Philippine Airlines again. I was impressed with them. I mean, how do you think they compared? You've not really got anything to compare them to, have you? Apart from Cebu when we went to Cebu Pacific.
I think they were good.
I think they were good. What about our hotels?
Hotels, 11,000 pesos, 150 pounds, 200 US dollars.
Yeah, our hotels were cheap. One of the strange things about the Philippines, accommodation here is a lot more expensive than it is in Thailand, and our hotels were okay. Um, my primary motivation these days when I book hotels is location. I have learned over my many years of travelling, location's the most important thing. You can end up losing so many hours travelling here, travelling there, and taxis and all this. You know, it can eclipse the hotel costs. Now, we were quite fortunate because I've lived in Thailand for a number of years. I knew that the Thai Cozy Hotel was a cheap and cheerful but fantastic location, bang smack on the bottom of the Koh Son Road, and unlike the vast... Why are you putting a face like that? But it was, wasn't it?
I was thinking of the other hotel.
It was a fantastic location, and unlike other hotels on the Koh San Road, it's damn quiet. The others are incredibly noisy. You always read in the reviews how noisy it is there, but not at the Thai Cozy Hotel. I can recommend that place. I checked in there once, got there at 5:30 in the morning, and I wanted to ask my bags if I could leave my bags in the baggage room and check in at 2 o'clock, which was the normal time. And they let me check in there, no extra cost. And when we were leaving, they said to us, I mean, we had to leave at 12 o'clock because we'd arranged transport to go down to Pattaya. But they said we didn't have to leave till 10 in the night if we wanted to. They said you could stay till 10. And we didn't avail of that service because it was no use to us. But not many hotels will offer you that. And I still don't know why they said that. We were just getting a lift and they said you could stay till 10 p.m. if you want to. But there you go. We left at 12 a.m. No, we didn't. We left at 12 p.m. You know what I mean. So what next did we have?
Entertainment.
Oh yeah, and the same with the hotel in Jomtien. We stayed at a place called the what was it called? The Grand Residence Jomtien. Again, I picked it for the location because I knew where it was and I knew it was perfect in terms of bang close to the road, so it'd be really easy to get taxis and get buses and all that kind of thing. And I was very happy with our hotel room. Were you? I think you're about to put a face and say you weren't, right?
It's fine. It doesn't really matter to me.
I thought it was very nice. I was surprised how good it was, to be honest with you. But there you go. Ellen's high soy, as we say in Thailand. You know, she's got delusions of grandeur. You know, she it's true. It's true. She's a hard act to please. Right. Another additional cost. We'll do this one next.
Entertainment.
No. We'll skip that. We'll do the exit clearance visa.
Okay. So the exit clearance cost you 3,500 pesos. That's 45 pounds, and that's $60.
And I think that was money well spent. I very rarely use visa agents these days because I cannot see the point in them. And it was expensive to use one. I mean, the cost of the actual document itself is supposed to be 500 pesos, but it's ridiculous. It's a scam. You have to use a visa agent unless you want to go to the airport, because to get it at 500 pesos, you would have to either be living in Manila or living in Cebu, it would seem, because if you get it at the airport, they'll charge you express service, which I think comes to 1,500 pesos or something like that. Don't quote me on these figures. Don't get lost in the detail. This is just my opinion and experience having used them. So basically, I was paying an extra 2,000 pesos on top of what the fee would be to use JRC, one of the companies in town, to send off and have it in my hand when we got on the flight. Because I get stressed about things like that. I didn't want to arrive at the airport and find out the queue was too long or our flight was delayed and end up not, being able to get it and missing the flight. So that's what I did. And it's a good job we did, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because when we got to the airport, the transfer from Terminal 2 to Terminal 1 was a joke. It took far longer than it should have done. They don't wait until the buses are filled.
Yeah, we don't, and we have to figure out where we're going because the signs, there were no signs at all. Which terminal are we?
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for that.
I'm not gonna give it.
No, you're welcome. I like it that you get involved. It makes a refreshing change. I don't have to pinch you to make sure you're awake. But yeah, when we got there was a delay getting over there. And then when we went through customs, not customs, immigration, she got pulled for a second interview, which took ages. It was over 45 minutes. So if I had to leave her, which they wouldn't let me go in with her, but I had to be available in case, because they came out and asked me a few questions. They were verifying her story. Like they asked her how long we'd been together or whatever. Then they came out and asked me. Had we gone and queued for however long it took to get this piece of paperwork and then come in and then done that, there is every possibility we'd missed the flight, isn't there? I mean, if it had been more than 20 minutes to get the exit clearance, then yeah, we would have been right in it. But also, we still can't work this out. Lots of people have theories on this. I think by doing that, we possibly got out of paying the tourist tax, because if you've been in the Philippines for, I think it's more than a year, it's more than a year if you're non-Filipino, you have to get your exit clearance certificate. But you're supposed to pay exit tax, tourist tax. As we understand it, she should have paid $1,600, I should have paid $1,600. There was nowhere to pay it, no one asked for it. I have been questioning this ever since. I've been Googling it. Various people have said, oh, it's included in the ticket. So you think, okay, it was included in the ticket. Then you get talking to some other people who flew the same airline as us a couple of months ago and they had to pay it. I just don't know what happened. I mean, we weren't trying to avoid paying it. We still don't know if it was included in the ticket. How it can have been included in the ticket is beyond me, because you only have to pay it if you've been here for a year, and the airline didn't know how long I'd been here. You know, when I booked the ticket, I didn't get passport details. The price was the price. So we can't work out, you know, how they've done it, how it works. I can't believe they just missed us out the equation. I mean, she was panicking all the way back, but when we came back into the country, they were going to say, oh, you haven't, and they didn't, you know, so we don't know what happened with that.
No, because in the form, like the egolf.com.ph, there were some people in Facebook. Because I joined the page in Facebook about Filipinos going to Thailand, and they're like asking suggestions there, or like giving tips. And there's one post asking what are they gonna put, because there's 3 options. What are they gonna put? They're saying, oh, where did you pay your e-travel? Are you gonna pay it in what do you call this? At the airport or online or something like that? But we don't have that in the form.
Yeah, we never got asked that question.
So I'm guessing it's really included in our flight ticket. I don't know.
Well, that is the only explanation. The only explanation we could think of is it was included in the ticket. But as I say, I don't understand how they can include it in the ticket, because there'll be a lot of people who are paying it then who haven't been here a year, because the airlines have got no way of knowing it. And as I said to someone in the comments the other day, when I get bored, I look at flight prices. And the flights to Thailand, the prices haven't moved for the last whenever. It's always been about the same, around the 150 mark each to go from Dumaguete. So if Philippine Airlines have suddenly started absorbing the tax cost, they haven't added it to the ticket price. So anyway, who knows? All I'm saying to you is a lot of people said to me when I said I was using an ECG, I was getting an agent to say, don't do that, pay at the airport. It would have been a catastrophe if we'd done that. Next time I'm doing the same. I will get it in advance because just gave us peace of mind. Gave me peace of mind, and I say, it would have been bad. I don't think we'd have caught the flight if I hadn't done it that way this time. But anyway, there we go. So, what do we do in terms of entertainment?
50,000 pesos, $650, pounds, and that's 875 US dollars.
Yeah, so our spending money was about 50,000 pesos for the trip. And we had a couple of thousand baht left, over in the end. And I mean, we did everything we wanted to do. There was nothing that we didn't do that we, there were a couple of nights we wanted to do more, but she drank too much and various other things and we couldn't do it. So there were, that wasn't economising, that's just what we did. We ate too much, we drank too much, we were out virtually every night, weren't we, till 2, 3 in the morning. I can't think of, apart from the first night. Well, we were. I can't think of one. Only the first night we had an early night.
This is about 2.
Oh, what is that? About 2. Anyway, so I said 2, 3 in the morning. She said 2. There were a couple of nights later than that. Be exact. So our whole holiday for the two of us came to the grand total of
91,500 pesos. In pounds, that is 1,193, and in US dollars, that's 1,603.
there you go, $1,600, just under £1,200. That's not bad for 2 people for 8 nights in Thailand. I'm happy with that. So, on top of that costs, we have our entertainment for while we're in the Philippines this month. As I say, when I put entertainment, what I'm basically talking about is what we spend on top of our fixed costs on our groceries, our meals out, our evenings with friends, etc., etc. And what was the total for that, sweetie?
It's 33,264 pesos.
So 33,000 pesos.
In pounds, 434.
434.
In US dollars, that's 583.
583 US dollars. Now, basically, that's what we tend to live on here. I mean, we tend to go a bit higher some months, a bit lower other months. But our living costs really here tend to be between £800 and £1,000 a month. That's what they tend to be, which is about between $1,200 and $1,500. And that covers everything we want to do in terms of going out and things, you know. Obviously, our living costs will not be the same as yours. You might have cheaper tastes, you might want to do different things. But the reality is, in a place like Dumaguete, it's quite hard to spend more than that. I mean, if you can have your aircon on 24/7, which I'm sure some people do, I mean, that might put it up by, I don't know, 5-6 hours a month. We don't have it on all the time because it gets too cold. But, you know, the restaurants here, you know, we go out for a meal. Nice restaurants, they're always around the 1,000 to 1,200 peso mark. I mean, that's what it costs. I mean, if you're living in Manila and you're going to, like, we don't really have many very expensive restaurants in Dumaguete. So, you know, and Dumaguete, it would appear, is quite a cheap city to live in. So, you know, as I say, this is for information purposes. We are not suggesting for 1 second this will be your living costs. We're just telling you what ours are. So how much was our total for the whole month?
156,113 pesos.
156,000 pesos.
It's 2,035 pounds, and that's 2,735 US dollars.
2,735 US dollars, just over £2,000. And that included a week in Thailand. So, you know, there will be people who will tell you that you cannot live in the Philippines comfortably for anything less than $3,000, $4,000 or whatever. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where they're living. I mean, if that's what their costs are, power to them, that is their living cost. But, you know, I don't really envisage us ever having a month more expensive than that. I don't know what we do. Well, I suppose we could go away for 2 weeks somewhere. But obviously we're not including hospital emergencies and medical emergency. I mean, obviously those things will cost you more. But, you know, it was interesting for us because a lot of people, you know, they'll ask, what can you live on, etc. I always say, how long is a piece of string? It depends on your living costs. But I have been cognizant of the fact we haven't done much travelling. We intend to do more. But I now know that we could, if we were that bothered about it, basically say that £1,000 a month will virtually always cover us, and if we have a couple of holidays a year, it's going to take us to the £14,000 a year mark. I mean, that is what appears to be the reality of it. I mean, we've had a couple of smaller holidays, haven't we? We went to Cebu, what was it, for 5 nights? She can't remember. I only talked to English because she was getting bored, her eyes were glazing over. We've got to keep her in the conversation, otherwise she'll fall asleep. So yeah, we went to Cebu once for Christmas last year, and we've been to Mole Bowl a couple of times. Well, I've been to Mole Bowl, she's been to Mole Bowl once. We've been, you know, so we've found 3 or 4 days away, you know, flights or whatever, comes around 300. You know, a holiday in Thailand, as I say, cost us, how much it cost us?
91.
It's about £1,200. So yeah, there you go. I don't know what else we can say about this. We're not suggesting you can live on this. Just saying, you know, for information purposes, if you are wondering what it costs to live in the Philippines, this is what it costs us. And I'm sure if we spent a couple more thousand a month, she might smile a bit more, but I don't know. Like a scout at that look. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, well, that's it. I really don't know what else I can tell you. I'm hoping, but anyone who watches the channel will know I'm a very lazy man. She's not really yawning there, is she? I am intending to edit this and put the costs up in text. So, because I have spoken quite quickly. If I do that, I've done it. If I haven't, I apologise. I'm a lazy man. I didn't get round to it because I'm trying to load this video today. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, it would make her happy. It would keep her awake if you did. But whether you do or whether you don't, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe and
Be lucky.